Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Our honorable guest, alhamdulillah, has arrived. Because it's the holidays, if I can kindly request everyone to come as close to the minbar as possible from now, inshallah. It will be good. If you can see any space in front of you, please fill in that space, inshallah. The more reward you will get, inshallah, the more close you are to the minbar, inshallah. The minbar Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Please come forward. Jazakumullah khair, ahsan al-jazaa.
الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا وسندنا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله تبارك وتعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد إن الله عنده علم الساعة وينزل الغيث ويعلم ما في الأرحام وما تدري ماذا تكسب غدا وما تدري نفس بأي أرض تموت إن الله عليم خبير. صدق الله العظيم. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لا تقوم الساعة حتى يكون أسعد الناس بالدنيا لكع بن لكع أو كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في حديث آخر إذا اتخذ الفيء دولا والأمانة مغنما والزكاة مغرما وتعلم لغير الدين واعتاء الرجل امرأته وأقى أمه وأدنى صديقه وأقسى أباه وظهرت الأصوات في المساجد وساد القبيلة فاسقهم وكان زعيم القوم أرذلهم وأكرم الرجل مخافة شره ولعن آخر هذه الأمة أولها فارتكبوا عند ذلك ريحا حمراء وزلزلة وخسفا ومسخا وقصفا وآيات تتابع كنظام قطع سلكه فتتابع أو كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. My dear brothers, young and old, Muslim brothers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. MashaAllah. It's an honor to be here once again to see your lovely faces from this vantage point. May Allah bless all of us. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. First of all, it's a great, if I ask you at this point, what's the biggest blessing you've got? You may say your children, and you won't be wrong, inshallah. You may say your wives or your wife. Allah blesses all. You may say your car, your job, your occupation, your vacation. Indeed, you may say it's your beautiful faces, and you won't be wrong, inshallah. But I will tell you today the biggest blessing and commodity you've got is first of all your iman. Secondly, the time you've got remaining in the dunya. My friends, Allah is very gracious. Allah is very mehraban. Allah is very loving. Allah is amazing. Allah is amazing. Look at the cosmos. Just a few days ago, my son Ahmed, we were coming back from HLCE Hazrat Reen Sab's place. And he said, Dad, what's a black hole? I said, I don't know what black hole. I've heard of a black hole. What's a, well, did you say, Ahmed? Supernova. What's a supernova? I don't know what supernova is. Let me on the way back, we'll put the video on. So we looked at what a black hole is and what a supernova is. Allahu Akbar. And then we looked at other stars and how big the sun is and how many other stars are far huger than the sun. Stars like VY Majoris. Allah Akbar. My friend, do you know you can put 1 million earths in the sun? You know this, mashallah. 1 million Earths in the sun. Some supernovas, some black holes are, it's the biggest representative of energy anywhere. Black hole. A black hole, let's say it's the size of New York City. In that New York City, you can put over 10 suns inside. The matter that fits in 10 suns will fit in the area of New York City or Bradford, for instance. Yeah? 10 suns, each sun can contain 1 million Earths. So 10 Earth, 10 million Earths in a small place like the sun, like New York City or Bradford City. This is the biggest concentration of energy you'll find anywhere. Black holes, who creates these? Black hole and supernova is when a planet dies. It soaks in everything around it. It's so dense that even they say the fastest thing in the universe is light. Okay, it is so powerful that even light can't escape it. That's why it's called a black hole. Who made this? Allah Ta'ala made this. For you budding scientists out here, look into it. Black holes, supernovas, cosmology, 2 trillion galaxies. And every second as I speak is getting bigger and bigger. They're expanding. 2 trillion galaxies. Each galaxy has got an average of 300 billion stars. The Milky Way has 200 billion. Stars which will blow your mind. Forget the planet Earth. This Earth is not even a pixel. It's not even a pixel. And then you and me on this planet, we don't exist. We're nobodies. Why are we somebody? Because of what? Because of these dresses you guys are wearing. Man, look at this brother here, mashallah, with this nice white jubba on. This sunnat libas you're wearing. Because you look like Muslims and you look like Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you are somebody in the sight of Allah. You are somebody in the sight of Allah because you look and act like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Full stop. Nothing else. And obviously your iman. Because you look like Rasulullah, you are protected. Just before we were coming today, somebody sent a clip of the history of Muslim in China. You know, China, at one point the Muslims, the ruler was a Muslim. And then you look at their history and you see so many times Muslims rose, were destroyed, rose, destroyed. It's like sometimes it's a tragedy listening to it. But it's simple, the rule is simple. When the Muslims, listen to me carefully, these are not my words, this is the message of Rasulullah. When the Muslims followed Allah and Allah's Rasul, their road was smooth for them. They conquered and they excelled. When they made mistakes, my friends, Allah's kasoti came and then things became difficult for them. This is the same rule. The sunnah of Allah doesn't change. The rule of Allah doesn't change. If you follow the way of Rasulullah, you'll be blessed in the dunya and you'll be trillion times more blessed in the hereafter. As will your children after you and their children after them. So it's a very simple blueprint. Follow the deen of Allah. But you can't follow something if you don't have to follow it. So learn the deen of Allah. This is why masjids are open. This is why ulama are here. There's a hadith which says, يَتَقَارَبُ الزَّمَانِ وَيُقْبَضُ الْعِلْمِ وَتَظْهَرُ الْفِتَنِ وَيُلْقَى الشُّحْ وَيَكْثُرُ الْحَرَجِ قَالُوا مَا الْحَرَجِ قَالَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ الْمَوْتِ الْقَتْلِ. That time will become close. There won't be any barakat in time. You see it. I'm an 80s guy. In the 80s, we used to be outside playing itti, danna, all kind of, amazing things. We were outside all days long. So much blessing. Our 6 weeks holidays used to last like 6 months. We used to say, Ya Allah, bring the school days back. So much time, barakat. Nowadays, your 6 weeks start already, they start selling pens and everything in the Asdas and these places. There's no barakat. Why is there no barakat? Who can tell me? Why is there no barakat in time? Anybody can put their hand up? Mawlana Hassan Sahab, Allah bless. Why is there no barakat? Because our a'mal are diminishing. A'mals make barakah. Good actions make barakah. The masjid environment and the noor is the people reading and doing good action in the masjid. So our actions, good actions are becoming less. And the same hadith says, وَيُلْقَ الشُّحْ, avarice, greed will be put into people's hearts. The time is different. Greed is being put into our hearts. And the ilm is being taken away. And the hadith says, يَذْهَبُ الصَّالِحُونَ الْأَوَّلُ فَالْأَوَّلُ وَتَبْقَى حُفَالَةٌ كَحُفَالَةُ الشَّعِيرِ أَوِ التَّمْرِ لَا يُبَالِيهِمُ اللَّهُ بَالًا. Hadith tells us that the pious people will go, ilm will be taken away by pious people going. Your Maulana Ismails and these guys, Do qadr of them. Because when they go, the next guys that will come, Allah bless them, will not be in the same caliber as Maulana Ismail. It's just a fact. You are the same as your parents in strength and vigor and iman, inshallah. And it continues. خير القرون قرني ثم الذين يلونهم ثم الذين يلونهم. The hadith tells of Rasulullah the best man will be the time of Rasulullah, and then it will become less and less and less and less until Sayyidina Isa Islam comes. And then things will become blessed again. So my friends, that good times occur when you follow the deen of Allah. If you want a good life, you follow the deen of Allah. That is the good life. The criteria of a good life is the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is the good life. The good life in the dunya and the good life in the hereafter. But my friends, all things come to an end. The universe is going to come to an end. The universe will come to an end. Now, today's topic is about the signs of Day of Judgment and how to prepare for the new year. So my friends, if you look around you, in the past there was always gunas happening, wasn't there? Sins were happening, music was being listened to, other wrong things, intoxications, drugs, everything was happening. But it was happening it would happen, in small areas, small people, less people would do it. Nowadays it's happening en masse. Majority are doing the gunas. That's the difference. In the past people would do it, it'd be frowned upon. Look at the history of this country, this one proud country that's been brought to its knees. Have I? It's been brought down to its knees. Anyway, so this will happen. People will start doing sins en masse. It's the signs, one of the signs of Day of Judgment. Knowledge being taken, intoxication happening, dancing women, musical instrument becoming rife. What's this? Britain Has Got Talent? Is that still happening nowadays? All these programs, en masse, these gunas are happening. Muslims are doing it. We just had Christmas. How many guys celebrate Christmas? Good. Allah bless you. One Marad Mujahid from this masjid. Who said no? Legendary guy. Allah make you a alim, hafiz, mufti, muttaqi. Allah lead you into Jannah, and behind you millions of people, inshallah. Ameen ya Rab. This is what you call a true legend. No. Lakum deenakum waliya deen. You got your deen, we've got our deen. And never the two shall meet. It's a fact, my friends. Our deen is our deen. I was just reading something a while ago, and I try not to comment on these public things. And anyway, some lady said, yeah, what's wrong with it? It was that Muhammad Salah footballer. He was next to a Christmas tree, and people started commenting. So one lady said, what's wrong with this? It's good to follow, do this. So somebody said, when did you, her name was Caroline, when did you last do Eid? How many guys do you know do Eid? Guys, a deen is your belief system. You have to be careful where you take it from. We're Muslims. We live and we die by this creed. Our forefathers have died by this. Allahu Akbar. Allah gave us a comfortable life. But in that comfortable life, we need to go and knock on doors. We need to spread the deen of Allah all the time. And in this is our protection. While we spread the deen of Allah, looking like Muslims is our protection. This is our protection. You might hear verbal, things sent your way, but your protection is looking like a Muslim. Your protection is looking like a Muslim. Alhamdulillah. With your heads up and your back straight, you spread the deen of Allah. But my friends, let me tell you a hadith of Rasulullah, and this will hit home. Listen to this. إِذَا اتَّخَذَ الْسَيْدَنَا Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu says this hadith. Look at the things which are here. He says, Rasulullah said, إِذَا اتَّخَذَ الْفَيْءُ دِوَلًا. The first sign. When the Muslims used to have armies. Subhanallah. May Allah grant us a good Muslim army. Ameen ya Rab. When they went to battle and the enemies didn't fight and they ran away, the stuff that was ever called Mali Fay, that had certain rules. So the hadith says the first sign is اتَّخَذَ الْفَيْءُ دِوْلًا. When Mali Fay becomes something that you pass around, you have some. Hey Haji Sahib, you have some. You know what? You have some. They didn't follow the rules of distribution, they just gave it. That's the first rule. That's the first sign. إِذَا اتَّخَذَ الْفَيْءُ دِوْلًا, then وَالْأَمَانَةُ مَغْنَمًا. If I give Maulana Ismail Sahib here 10,000 pounds, Maulana Ismail, I'm going on a safar to Uzbekistan, I'll be back, look after it. And I come back and Maulana Ismail says, I say, can I have my 10,000? He says, what 10,000? Are you sure you got the right person? Maybe it's Maulana Hassan Sahib. That's second sign of the judgment. When amanat becomes a ghanimat, a booty, then was zakatu maghraman. And when zakat becomes a tax, Why do I give this 2.5, yeah? For what reason? It's like a tax, you give it with difficulty. May Allah keep us safe. May Allah keep us safe. When zakat becomes a tax, a sign of their judgment. وَتُعَلِّمَ لِغَيْرِ الدِّينِ. And a person studies deen for other reasons than the deen of Allah. Why do you study deen? To better society, to make your amal strong, to make the path of Jannah easy for you. When you have an incentive to do something, you will do that thing. If you don't know the benefit of something, you won't do it. You study deen of Allah to know the benefit of worshipping Allah. Hadith is very straightforward. Whoever learns knowledge, Allah makes the path for him of the hereafter easy. Knowledge is farz upon each man and woman to learn the basics of deen. Knowledge makes you excel. Knowledge gives you knowledge of deen. Makes you excel, gives you discipline, makes you a fantastic person in a sea and a swamp of degeneracy. These non-Muslims don't know about deen and akhlaq and why you do good actions. They live for today and sometimes they die for today. You guys are here to let them know there's something far better waiting for you. The last guy to go to Jannah, how much land will he get? 10 times bigger than dunya. 10 times bigger than this earth. You can be here and you can be like this Anthony Joshua and you can earn so much money and you can buy all London and still you're nowhere near. My friends, each one of you, Allah has given you so much land in the next life, so much planets and so much things you can't imagine. Every one of you. But you need to go out of the dunya with La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. That's it. Allah won't practice, being prejudiced towards all of us. Allah loves us all. It's not like Jehovah's Witnesses, only 100,000. It's for everybody. Jannat is for everybody. 2 trillion galaxies. Each galaxy contains an average of 300 billion stars. Stars, not planets. I'm on about stars. And then, the known universe. If you look about the known universe, how big is the known universe? It spans 93 billion light years. And then the unknown universe, they say, is 500 times bigger than that, or it's infinite. That's the universe. Then there's universes. That's the first sky. There's 7 more skies. You understand this? This is Allah. And you are Allah's creation. So Allah has got plenty to give you. All you need to do is believe in La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. My friends, if you're at the back, come forward, please. Someone else may do not keep standing. Bilkul, brother, stand up and come forward to the mercy of Allah. Come forward, please. Jazakallah. Make sure there's no space between you. The space between you is shaitan. This is why in safs as well, Rasulullah would make it so that everyone's shoulder is touching. So everyone's shoulder is touching. That way shaitan will not be between you. Anyway, I'll continue with the hadith while you guys are coming forward. The hadith says, وَأَتَى الرَّجُلُ إِمْرَأَتَهُ وَقَوْمَهُ. A person, sign of their judgment, he will follow and be obedient to his wives or wife. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, وَقَوْمَهُ, he'll be disobedient to his mum. So listen to his wife and be disobedient to his mum. وَأَدْنَا صَدِيقَهُ وَأَقْصَى أَبَاهُ. He'll bring his friends close and he'll distance his father. My friends, let me tell you about one of my teachers, Hazrat Maulana Mufti Abdul Rahim Sahib. Anybody who go to visit him, what would he do? Maulana Sahib, he'd take him to meet his father. When his friends would come to meet him, he'd take his friends and say, come on, let's meet my father. He'd take him to meet his father. How many of us guys do this? Friends come to visit us, take their friends and say, come and meet my father. May Allah make us from these people who show respect to our fathers. It's a path to Jannah. If you want to see if Allah is happy with you, look at if your parents are happy with you. If they're happy with you, Allah is happy with you. وَزَهْرَةِ الْقَيْنَاتِ وَالْمَعَازِفِ. Hadith Sharif continues that dancing women will become common. Musical instruments will become common. And then it continues. Look at this. وَظَهْرَةِ الْأَصْوَاتِ فِي الْمَسَاجِدِ. In the houses of Allah, voices will be raised. Allah's houses, voices will be raised. In the house of Allah, voices should not be raised. And then it continues, and look at this. وَسَادَ الْقَبِيلِ الْفَاسِقُونَ. The leader of a tribe will be one of the sinners. And then وَكَانَ زَعِيمُ الْقَوْمِ أَرْذَلُهُمْ. The ambassador of a nation will be its most degenerate. And then the hadith I mentioned to you, the Qiyamah will not take place until أَسْعَدُ النَّاسِ يَكُونَ لُكَ أَبْنَ لُكَئِنْ. The most successful person will be A degenerate, son of a degenerate. So which is the most successful office in the world? Example. What is it? It's being the president of America, isn't it? The free world. La hawla wa la quwwata illa. Who's their president now? It's Mr. Trump. And we know his moral credentials. I'm just saying to you, look how pinpoint accuracy Rasulullah's prophecies are. The Qiyamah will not take place until the most successful person in the dunya, from the dunya, wealth ke e'tabar se, power ke e'tabar se, is this degenerate, son of a degenerate. And then the hadith sharif continues, wine will be drunk. May Allah keep us safe. Intoxicants will be consumed. Wine. Muslims are doing it now. Hand over hand. May Allah keep us safe. The guys who go universities. I have patients who come, who go study medicine in other countries, and I know what these guys are up to. Al-iyadu billah, al-iyadu billah, al-iyadu billah. May Allah keep them safe. May Allah keep their deen, iman safe. My friends, your iman is everything. You have a glass of water, the small drop of urine falls in there, you're going to drink that? Any nuqsan to iman is dangerous. You're losing your millions of planets and Jannat in the next life. May Allah keep us safe. So Hadith Sharif continues, the last of these people of this nation will curse the first of the people. What do the Shias do? They curse Sahaba Kiram. So the Hadith says every action will have a consequence. فَانْتَذِرُوا عِنْدَ ذَلِكَ رِيحًا حَمْرَاءَ. When these things happen collectively, then away red winds. وَزَلْزَلَةً, awake earthquakes. وَخَصْفًا وَمَسْخًا وَقَصْفًا, figures, faces changing. Earth, people singing into the earth, and then stones coming from the skies. And then it says, وَآيَاتٍ تَتَابُعَ كَنِظَامٍ قُطِعَ سِلْكُ فَتَتَابَعَ. Then the big signs come. So quickly, like you know, you have a small tasbih breaks, how quickly the tasbih comes out. The signs, what? Imam Mahdi alayhi ridwan. Imam Mahdi coming. The big signs. Sayyidina Isa Islam coming. Before that, Dajjal coming. Then Ya'juj Ma'juj. Then the smoke. Then the 3 landslides because of people's gunas, massive landslides. And then the sun from the west, where it finishes, no tawbah accepted. Then the beast comes to distinguish between believers and non-believers. And then the fire which will gather people to the Maidan Mahshar in Yemen. These are the big signs. And my friends, things are very close. I just narrate the words of Rasulullah to the best of my ability. But for you and me, my friends, when does Qiyamah take place? When we breathe our last. When we breathe our last, then we may have khasara and regret. What's that regret? That, we didn't keep our tongue moist in Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, we didn't do this. We didn't say Allah Akbar, we didn't read, instead of 2 rakats, we didn't read 4 rakats, Ishraq Chash. We didn't look our life as a small, you get them things with sun coming down, them sun counters like that. That's how our life is. It can finish any single time. May Allah have mercy on us. May Allah please us. We're coming to the end of this year. Next year is coming. My friends, start reading Tahajjud Salat. Very easy. Start reading Yasin Sharif in the morning. Memorize it if you can. Rasulullah loves, he said, I wish all my ummah had this in their heart. Give sadaqah every day as much as you can. Go on, mend your relationships with your cousins. Allah will envelop you with His mercy. Be kind to your parents. Do tawbah. Do a tawbah 1,000,000 times if you have to. Allah will forgive you. Become close to Allah. Ask Allah to help you die on Iman. Ask Allah to keep your children on Iman. Ask Allah to give you a beautiful death. A death in Medina Munawwara or Makkatul Mukarramah. Come close to the friends of Allah. These guys in this masjid and other masjids, my friends, they're the closest thing you get to saints. Come and feel the beauty in the masjid. Don't be frightened. Don't be afraid. This is Allah's house. Any good you do, the final thing, do it for Allah's pleasure. Ikhlas. A small thing, one guy, finish on this. He was going somewhere, he saw some wood on the ground, he moved it out of the way so people can go past easily, and then he continued, he lived his life, got married, had children, he died. Allah Ta'ala called him on the day, and Allah forgave him all his sins. Allah gave him Jannatul Firdaus. And above this, Allah Ta'ala was appreciative of his action. This small thing this guy did, the Lord of these 2 trillion galaxies containing 300 billion stars, Lord of these black holes and these, Allah Ta'ala appreciate this little guy's action. And this is the same for you and me and everybody else. Allah is close to you. He's watching you. He just can't show you Himself because you're in a test condition. You have to be loyal to Allah. Be loyal to Allah. Allah ke farma bardar ho or muti ho. Show loyalty, my friends. Be loyal to Allah. Allah loves the people who are loyal. And then when you leave the world and you see the honor and respect and what Allah will give you, then the Hadith Sharif says, Al-mu'minu yamutu bi barakati, a believer dies with this sweat of his brow. Why? One Muhaddithin say, because when a person's dying, and he sees Allah's mercy and Allah's love and Allah's honor for him, he starts sweating. You've been a bad person, for instance, towards somebody, and then you realize that everything you have, he's been giving to you. What will you start sweating? May Allah make us from them people who have good husn zan towards Allah. You know, husn zan, that Allah will, you are Allah and Allah is yours. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَشَدُّ حُبًّا لِلَّهِ. The believers are very severe in their love for Allah. The believers are very severe in their love for Allah. Meaning that believers love Allah more than anything else. And you see this in these Middle Eastern countries. People being locked up for 30 years simply because they didn't say that this asad is na'udhu billah, Allah. May Allah keep us safe from these examinations. May Allah help us to act on what's been said. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه الغفور الرحيم.
جزاكم الله